Started working in the industry back in 1984, working in operations. Re-racking weights, picking up the dumbbells, sweeping, mopping, cleaning down the showers, cleaning the toilets. I guess you'd call me a slow starter or a late bloomer. I love being in the fitness business, but for about, basically, I lived the same year over and over for about 15 years. I wasn't really moving forward at all. For about 15 years in the industry, I was working the front desk and mopping floors. I was the guy you went to when the toilet was clogged. It wasn't glamorous, and I wanted more, but I didn't know how to go about getting it. I worked at Metroflex, which is a pretty well-known hardcore bodybuilding gym, for about 7 years. It was a good experience. I met my wife there, and when I left, after 7 years, I was 32, and I was earning $7.50 an hour. Worked for another gym system for 12 years, and it changed hands 3 times. When I got married, I kind of knew that my days of mopping floors and working the front desk were probably numbered. And then in 2003, I got my ACE certification. You know how important that is. And went to work as a trainer, working for other people. And that lasted till 2006. In 2006, I had the opportunity to take on a 400 square foot studio that another trainer had abandoned and bought the equipment that's all weeder in-home for $500. And I probably paid too much. And that's baby girl on the treadmill. In 2006, I also had the chance to do a health fair for UNT Health Science Center, which is right next door. It's a medical school. And at that point, the director gave me the opportunity to start training within their 10,000 square foot facility. And that gave me an opportunity to work with some pretty high level people. And I started looking forward to the day. In 2007, I went into a partnership with a high school buddy. And I know you probably can't believe this, it didn't work out. And at that point, even though the partnership only lasted 5 months, it took me a year and 3 attorneys to get through that thing. So here I was in my studio, training 12 to 14 hours a day, from 6 a.m. to noon on Saturday. I never knew when I got up in the morning where the next client would be coming from. And even though I was earning $10,000 to $12,000 a month as a personal trainer, I knew that any injury or illness would wipe me out completely. No work meant no pay. I started looking for an answer. And I knew New Wave Fitness was over in Dallas, and every time I looked at them, it just kept getting better and better and better. And then I looked up Hud Allred, and this is what I came up with. Play that.
When you say you've got so much more now, give us an idea.
Well, before I started this program, I was in the, I felt like I was a businessman, but I wasn't. Seriously, I mean, I really had no clue what the components of my business were and what all that included. And through, even over the last year, my growth is I know what my company is at now. I know where I'm going, and I know what I've got to improve on. And that right there alone is worth, for me, the rest of my life, millions of dollars.
Yeah, excellent. Well,
And I knew right then that was exactly what I was going to do. That was exactly what I needed. Join Fitness Expert Network, $7. Write an article, fill it full of keywords. Could not type, didn't know what a keyword was, and I kept moving forward. Joined Gold Rush, and I set in on the webinars, and I was still training 14 hours a day. I had no idea how I was going to get all this mail out, build a strategic alliance. I mean, I never left the studio or the gym, but I just kept moving forward. I knew that this was working for other people. VIP came open within a month after that. I jumped in, did the interview, and then I joined Deep Core right off. The first time, I didn't get it. And then the second time, well, I still didn't get it. But by the third time, I started getting some mental traction, and understanding what I was looking at. Now, I had good low-cost lead generators, and I was on my way. With Infusion, the same week that the Infusion webinar was, my third child was due to be born, and so he was born the day before the webinar, and that's my wife doing the webinar. So and she is my business partner. First couple, getting infusion into play, it's a beast. It's well worth your money though. But he was in and out of the hospital twice in 4 weeks. We got the beast in place. It's a Ferrari of software. It works, and we were rolling. I joined Auto Closer. My close rate was about 60 to 70%. After that, 80%. 100% the last 2 months. Social proof, saw Coach Barry's module, and I knew I needed some of that. These gentlemen sent me the flip video. And they give me what I need to make it happen. So when you do social proof, you start to hear the stories. You start to position yourself. You start to understand why your clients are moving forward. You hear what's going on if you listen. So that was my before and after. One is features, one is headline and benefits, AB offer. Before, brochure, after. Website. It was basically a brochure that you couldn't find on the on the search engines. Afterwards, optimized. It's sticky. It's got everything you need. And then on a good day, using a call to Lynn, my wife does my website, and then one of Eric's modules, we were able to be top on AdWords, top on the business listing, and top on organic search. It gives me 2 leads a week, 104 a year. My wife and I, we decided to use all this together and put it together, and we ran a client referral campaign. We spent $50 on paper, $500 on gifts, and turned $10,260. I bought a dead club in the mid-cities. I had the studio. I bought a dead club that had 26 members, 1 active. She would come in and work out every day. I thought I was going to kill myself. And I bought that in September, did mega training, and hit the ground running. I wasn't aware that the economy was, I put my head down and started working. Hest Home Fitness Equipment contacted me when I got home after mega training and said, we need somebody to back us up. I pulled Hut's Gold CD, called Sean. He gave me 30 minutes, told me exactly what to do. Did a brochure, did an opt-in form, set up a website. For less than $50 and in 5 days, $14,680. Launched monthly newsletters. It's good. It gets me in front of people, positions me as the expert. And it forces me to create social proof every month. New leads, okay? This thing works. We put in the boot camp schedule, and it produces every month. Boot camp launched in November. I knew I needed a lower cost option, and I also wanted something for the university students that I could leverage my time and space. Never done presentations before. Set up a nutrition, never done nutrition before. Set up a nutrition program, handbook, a follow along. Did presentations, positioned myself as the expert, and launched the boot camp. 58 grand. Sponsored athlete campaign. A gentleman that we sponsored one of his ultra runs came to me and said, I need a sponsor. He's a local attorney, very well connected. He put us on his website. We started launching, we sponsor runs because running, they struggle trying to lose the body fat. And just like Sean said, niche yourself. I specialize in working with runners along with, weight loss, so it works. $250 per race. He's generated 5 clients, 7 grand. And it may not seem like that, but if you keep doing this over and over, you put in 1,000, you make it 7,000, pretty soon you're making some money. I had to get out to work on. We launched mid-cities, and I did a boot camp print ad. I had never had any luck with print ads ever before. I used Eric's Secrets of Copywriting and followed it along, and headline, social proof, AB offer, strong copy, put it in a local newsletter, and I didn't even know what newsletters were before, and spent $200 and got a $4,000 return first month. And that's the website. I had never done email marketing, and my wife was very skeptical. We sent out our first email, $600. Within the week, it turned to $1,200 with 2 more emails. Easy money. With Duplicator, I knew that my business was growing. I was taking on more trainers. I just started with myself. And I had hired 2 admins, basically with a help wanted sign. And then when I used Duplicator, used Eric's lead generation on Craigslist, I got the right administrator. And no one will care about your business as much as you do, but she comes close and she backs us up. Some independent trainers came from a club in the area that had shut down. I knew to adjust my plan as needed. I brought them in, brought in a massage therapist, did more expos, use a flip video as lead bait, put the leads into infusion, and start marketing. They'll either buy or they'll die. In April of 2009, we were about to go on, thanks to Duplicator, a 2-week Hawaiian vacation. 5 days before, Fort Worth Star-Telegram contacted me and said, hey, we need a do-it-yourself workout. And we're going to talk to other personal trainers. So I pulled the publicity and media from DeepCore, called Sean. He told me what to do. We were able to get a 2-page ad. They used our trainer, my copy, her pictures, upload a YouTube video. They shot video. And all this was happening while I was in Hawaii. All this is happening, and it came out during that period. In May of 2009, when I came back, it was kind of a beat down. The summer was coming on, and I'd had my head down trying to create this club, and it caught me off guard, and it really kind of sent me for a loop. And I got on the phone with Grant Hughes, who I only knew through MPE, and he runs a successful program in Atlanta. And I said, hey, my boot camp's dropping from 23 to 3. I mean, I'm shattered. What am I doing wrong? He said, well, it's 117 degrees outside. People aren't going to do it. He said, no amount of marketing is going to change that. And I'm sitting in my car, I felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. And I would not know him if it weren't for MPE, off the boards. You got to connect. And again, I would have just been guessing. But I was able to talk to somebody else going through the same thing and compare notes. It's nice to know. Got through the summer. If you saw me, I was treading. And that happens sometimes. Got on the phone with Camellia. She said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to be here. Project Manager Pro. It pulls everything together. Five projects in 21 days. Got a blog up, Facebook, tied into Twitter. I do none of this. I write the article, an administrator posts it to the blog, and then it goes out. I don't even see it. Then she takes the article and recycles it, and all this is happening without me knowing. Client reactivation campaign, 3-letter sequence. It's already made $2,100. That's not bad, and we're only on the 2nd letter. Finally ran a contest, and it's getting some traction. They post their what boot camp does for me on the blog in the comment section, and it's a testimonial. And then I'm creating my own testimonials. They're doing it for me. And then taking the articles, posting them on Examiner, online newspaper. It's local, and each local area has their own online newspaper, and it's already 2nd on Google, so it'll be climbing. So I take an article, it's positioning me as the expert, and off I go. So that's my story. Reviving a dead business, 4,600 in August, 15,000 in September. At the beginning of the year, 1 location, now I'm at 2. 1 trainer, I'm at 8. No boot camps, 4. No admin, 1 full-time, 2 part-time. No newsletters, 12 newsletters a year. No presentations, I'm running 24 to 28 presentations now, every year, twice a month. No public speaking, I'm still gonna have to work on that, little nerves. No publicity, finally got in the newspaper. No articles, and I'm churning articles out and they're going out on the internet. I have no idea where they're at. And That's what it looked like on the left-hand side, depressing, and that's what it looks like now on the right-hand side. Numbers, and this is where the rubber meets the road. Because you can do all this work, and if you're not generating, it's not going to matter. So in the last year, with a very bad economy, we've increased revenue 140%. And with NPE, I've doubled from 203 to 408. And that is it. Hold on. Oh, thanks to my wife and to Hut and to Grant Hughes, Robert Selders, and these guys. That's it. Thank you.